Hello and welcome back to Terrace Talk. And finally, we don't have to have a fake one. We can actually use the real anthem at St. James's Park. And you know, like I said, we've got a lot to go back on. We'd probably touched on the Burnley result a little bit when we did the PSG look ahead to with Remy, one of the PSG fans. Probably wasn't that happy after the game, but yeah,
you can't have been any unhappier than Mbappe. Bloody hell!
Exactly what we're saying. So, like you said, there's a lot that we're going to be going to. Obviously, since everything's been announced, you have Bruno's new contract. Yeah, brilliant. On takeover anniversary day as well. You know, yeah, 2 years. Yeah, it's gone,
flown by.
It has. And then obviously what I call the West Ham hangover.
Yeah.
But, you know, so we've got a lot to cover through there. Obviously, Black Mamba, what can be said about PSG game? Iconic with the team banging 4 goals against one of the top teams. You've summed it up. Mamba, there's nothing more that can be said. I think everyone on that Wednesday, like I said, I had to go into work early. I was in work from 7 o'clock in the morning. I know, ouch. Finished at 1, and I was like, right, I'm going home. I'm getting ready to get this. So, yeah, I'll get myself in there, do what, yeah. It was just but everyone wanted to be in the city centre early. Yeah. And then even me, who, you know, with the mates who I go with and that, were like, right, we'll look at heading up a little bit. It was a good job of footing it because the taxis were a nightmare to try and get one. We eventually got up there. I think we got into the ground just before 7. And it was like, you couldn't move. I'm like, well, let's pass. I need to go at the box. Yeah, I've been keeping this in until I got in here. And then once you've got that, you're then having to fight back to get back to the kiosk to get yourself a drink. And then you're fighting back through to get to one of the access points to get out. And you just say, I got out then. I'm like, Christ, I can finally breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, there was people chanting, there was people singing the songs and that. It's a night which I don't think, well, to be fair, it is a night no one's going to forget for a long, long time. Like I said, I can remember the Juventus game where Andy Griffin scored to make it 1-0. And that was probably the last time that's probably the last time I really sort of witnessed Champions League football at St. James's Park.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I can't remember it being as good against Juventus, but I do.
Nothing is going to be as good as that, was it? I mean,
but as you said, and the one thing which was so noticeable is the increase in media presence. Like, you looked up, basically where the players would normally warm up in the Milburn stand, from the away dugout right up to the corner, just. Media out there after media out there after media out there after media out there. Yeah, I think Lauren Mabert was there, Johan Kabai was there, yeah, David Ginola was there. Good old David, yeah. A fine wine, he just gets better with age.
He does, damn.
Then obviously you had Micah Richards and Jamie Carragher and Kate Abdul, who would normally do the Champions League night from the studio in London, but they had to come up to Newcastle. I think that was probably more Micah. Micah was like, "Can we go up to Newcastle, please?" Yeah, because the big market on Wednesday night is going to be absolutely blocked out. I probably would have to get a drink, you know.
Yeah.
And he was right though. Yeah, what's Newcastle's famous for? Drinking. Yeah. And Carragher thought we'd be annoyed. I'm like, no.
Nah, it's funny, wasn't it?
I know. It was that, but. It was just that, like I said, even the fact that they rolled out one of the big guns, they had Laura Woods on as the presenter, which, sometimes Sky might have went, no, it's only just Newcastle. Sorry, TNT Sport. Apologies. Sky don't have the right for the Champions League. Even she was there, you're going, well, hang on, this is big, because they could have just sent someone else up. But they brought the big one out, the person that they pinched from TalkSport. And obviously, Shea Given was there. I think Shea Given just goes around all the TV companies and says, look, you want us to be a commentator for this game just so you can get to these sort of
Yeah.
I think he just does Newcastle games exclusively these days. Like, yeah, Newcastle playing. Oh, go on then, let's get us involved.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I missed out on the ballot." TNT.
No, don't talk about them.
And Shearer and Rob Lee didn't keep a seat, so like.
Well, no, that's the thing. I think Rob Lee was there. Shearer was up there. Obviously, Shearer's son was there. Will, I know Shane, Shea's lad was up there. Like anyone who's anyone would be up there.
He was there.
Asim Chowdhury. I think Will and he was there. I think Sam Fender was there.
Yeah, he was.
He was. Yeah.
See, A-listers, yeah. Even Yasser Al-Ramai, and the Newcastle United chairman was there. He was like, I am not missing this night. And he's probably looked at that and went, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of them have probably looked at that. To be honest, I'm getting shivers now just thinking back at it.
I got goosebumps when you played the Champions League. It was 20 years in the making. Do you know what I mean?
It's 20 years of waiting, isn't it? That was it. Was the dam burst in it at the moment? Yeah.
Exactly. But you know what? It was
incredible.
It was just that final bit where just 50,000 just went, the champions.
Yeah.
That honestly sounded so good in the stadium. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, spot on. We've all been rehearsing that. We were like, right, we've got it nailed on. Go. But no, honestly, the atmosphere was just unreal. As soon as it started winning, I was going, "Oh, get in, PSG! I'm gonna like this."
Yeah.
Did you go, Jack? Did you go?
No, I was meant to go with work, but we couldn't get a spot in the press box as Mark said there.
No, Jesus. TalkSport couldn't get in the press box.
Well, no, we got 2 people in, but we couldn't get any more in.
We couldn't get any more in.
Usually get 6 or 7, but couldn't get any more in. So
right.
So yeah, I
you probably would have been
the game, but I worked it from home. So yeah, but it was. I mean, even then, the atmosphere, it was just absolutely unbelievable. I think the PSG fans contributed to as well. I thought they were great.
Oh yeah. Well, apart from a couple really of knobheads who were just
we always get them on,
they were
which you were, but do you know what? In this, because I've watched the footage of it, but them like when they're walking up Blackhead Street and they're bouncing and stuff like that. It's just like that's what we want. We want. Yeah, these are new fans coming into the area. Yeah, they could see Newcastle for the first time, and it's like, wow, it's bringing new attraction. It's bringing more commercial revenue. It just by us doing that. One is it's helping the club, but it's helping hotels. It's helping the restaurants. It's helping the local trade and that. And it's
just stayed in Baker, in a hostel in Baker.
Well, they probably did. Well, they probably went. Is this Baker Grove?
Yeah. You have to be a certain age to remember that, don't you?
I know, but honestly, it was, and like I said, they were bouncing before kick-off there, so it did become a really good atmosphere. And I'm going to say this, and this is what we need to forget. This is a PSG game where we had no Sven Botman, no Joe Willock,
I
think no Callum Wilson.
Joe Linton wasn't playing.
Yeah. I mean, 2 of those names you'd have put straight on the sheet. Everyone would have put Botman and Joe Linton to be on, their starting 11. Everyone. I don't think there'd be anyone else. They would have been on everyone's first starting 11 that night. So to have them missing made it even just greater.
Yeah,
but I think a shout out has to go to the stand-in. What I call an unsung hero. Yeah, he stood in for a few games now. Yeah, Jamal Lascelles.
Might be his best performance in the Newcastle shirt. Might be
exactly. Probably up there with the Wednesday before. Man City.
Yeah, exactly. With the week before,
you thought that was good. See me next week.
But the fact is, he was actually outshone by Paul Dummett.
In the Man City game.
Yeah. When you were looking at that, and you're going, "Fuck it." Yeah, I'm like, I didn't. Yeah, I'm like, it's Paul Dummett really being this good, but we just haven't realised. Yeah, it was a shock. It was like that, and you just say, this is where I think people are probably, because we've got these big, like Botman and that, they'll just go, the sound. Yeah, he's a good player still, and that showed. Yeah, Shaw was playing out of position. Yeah, to help with herself. Shaw was moving on to the left, but you wouldn't know it. For me, Fabian Shaw was man of the match on on that Wednesday. He was just
unreal. him or Bruno for me, but
definitely. Even to be honest, even Tonali, and like I said, I think these European games suit Tonali more than the Premier League games, which we're not going because there was a little bit of like a social media, argument over that.
But what do you mean? Tonali's form, you mean?
Yeah, but we need to remember he's coming into a brand new league. Serie A is nowhere near like what I would say the intensity and the physicality and the demand on your body that it is in the Premier League.
No. But he shone in the Champions League last season for Milan. Do you know what I mean? When they got the semi-final. So I thought Tonali was excellent actually.
He was.
And down that left-hand side, he totally cut out all of their attacks, and he played a massive role in the second goal. If he doesn't play that little flick to Bruno, we don't get the second goal. So
exactly, and obviously, I agree with that, Ramba. He's clear. Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe's done it again. Another player that's been risen from like the Phoenix risen again. Honestly, it is like that. And again, you're probably got to say Dan Burn, but you're probably looking going, who's Dan Burnham? Right. Well, one, he scored, so we'll go with that. I would say it was great.
That was torture, that wasn't it? Waiting for that. That was just
I didn't know.
God's sake.
I didn't know what had happened because obviously I'm in the Gallagher.
We're checking everything because they've got automated offsides in the Champions League, so they knew instantly he was onside. But then they were checking the handball,
whether or not Dan Burn had failed. So it was.
I mean, it was just torture, wasn't it? I mean, God knows what it was like in the ground, but even at home, it was like, just give us it.
Well, we were confused at first because we were like, well, what's the hold up? And then I just looked up at the screen. I was like, oh, VAR checking goal.
But
like I said, they are more thorough in that. And I said, you could see it was Bruno was well inside. I looked and I went, when I looked at it back, I'm like, well, look, the time that they've spent, they'll have been checking the handball and that. As we heard on the them mic'd up with Howard Webb, why they've got Michael Owen to present that, fuck knows. But
I don't know.
We'll move past that.
They need on with that show. They need a proper journalist to actually ask them some proper questions.
Exactly, but as I said, it's the APP, the attacking phase of play. So that's what they were probably looking back at. It was they were pushing stuff like that, and probably trying to make that. And because I know obviously they're quite picky with the hands now, but you look at where it is with Jamon that there was no way he was going to do that. The one thing which I love because I've watched the highlights back is you see Dan Burn when the whistle goes run off to celebrate because he thinks the ref's given the goal by looking at the watch, which I think the ref does. I think he looks at the watch, sees it's a goal, and then notices the flag.
Yes.
But no, it was like honestly, like you're looking and you're going, for fuck's sake, we're 2-0 up and Dan Burn's just scored.
No. But at the start of the game, I was worried about Dan Burn because Dembele had that chance within like a minute and he was nowhere.
I wasn't impressed with him.
No, Dembele, no. But
Dembele I mean, not Dan.
I was that first 60 seconds.
But the key moment for Burn was when he made that tackle on Dembele and he got the crowd going. And then after that, he was excellent. I thought Lascelles as well. His moment was at 3-1 up, where they play the ball over the top. Dan Burn's out of position. Dembele's in one-on-one, and Lascelles puts him off, and he puts it wide. If they make that 3-2, they've got 20-ish minutes left, and things get a bit nervy then. So that was Lascelles saving.
Well, but that was it. But like I said, every challenge, every time we're kicking it out for a throw, and every time we're going in there, the crowd was just and
like the Gordon thing, where all he did is press him out for a goal kick. Do you know what I mean? But like it gets. But
Isak did that. Isak did that thing for a throw in that, and it's just like, but that's exactly what you want. You, see, Anthony Gordon, and we'll move on because I think he was a big miss on Sunday there, but we'll move on from that. But no, like you're going in at half time, and you're going, we're fucking 2-0 against PSG. It's just real. It's like you think you're in dreamland because you're looking at that and you're going, well, I'm not being funny, but have PSG actually fucking done much? Because I was looking, I'm going, is that really the best Kylian Mbappe can do? Because
their best player was the 17-year-old midfielder, Zaire Emery. He was their best player.
Because I can say, for me, and I'm looking, and I'm going, Mbappe's not up for this. You could tell. He
went straight down the tunnel, didn't he? At the end, when they were all clapping their own fans, he went straight.
I hate that. Like the PSG fans were absolutely excellent. Like they were genuinely brilliant.
They were.
You go and applaud them. I know you just got beat 4-1, but you go and applaud them.
Well, of course you do. Yeah, going all that way. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah. But Mbappe wasn't in the game. He wasn't in the game. We didn't allow him to get in the game. We did not allow him to get.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, was it how shit Mbappe was, or how good we were by?
I think it was just how good we were, to be honest.
Yeah. We paid them a lot more respect than they paid us, because I think they thought it would be easy.
The 4-2-4 formation was you're taking the mick there. He tried to copy what Brighton did to us earlier in the season. It's what Brighton did against us. Try to copy that, but
their first goal, the way he casually knocks it forward. It's like, that's what everyone said. All neutral said the next day, wasn't it? So they got nothing from that because they deserved nothing from it. So,
well, that was the thing. Obviously, our goal came from Marquinhos. Marquinhos had been a defense, a bit sort of like laps in that, just to, I'll just gently sort of like pass it out. Bruno obviously picks it up. Isak gets the shot away, and then Mickey's like, "Don't worry, I've got this." Bang.
Was finished by Mickey, by the way.
It was a cracking finishing, to be fair.
He got it away. He got it like fade away from the goalkeeper. Like,
have you noticed every time he scores,
but he got it fade the other direction. It was
every time he scores is as if he scored for the first time.
I know, yeah. Although that goal, I mean, that was 20 years. Do you know what I mean? First Champions League goal, 20 years. So yeah.
Well, yeah, it was that. Yeah. His one on Saturday, though, against Burnley was that little bit better. It was like,
that was a corker.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that was a brilliant finish. That was excellent.
But again, that's probably given him the boost in time. Yeah. Oh, he scored a goal. Great. He's got that boost in that sort of like, just in time in the positivity. Again, like the Dan Burn one, that's what I want to see from Dan Burn. He's scoring fucking headers now. It's like, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
We're gonna be getting used to this, Dan. So you need to keep this up. Obviously, we came out from half time, and Longstaff. I think there's probably a difference with Longstaff. I think he's actually had more confidence put into him, and I think that's probably from Eddie Howe, because he did that. Yeah, Trips had it, and Longstaff just went, "Fuck it, I'm going to run to this because there's shit tons of space in there. Why the fuck PSG had that much space there?" But he just went, "Fuck it, I'm just going to do it." And he's like, "Do you know?" I actually think he was going to try and hit across.
Because Gordon made a run.
But I think he was. I think he was like, "Well, I'll try and get a shot off.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go on there, Gordon might get it." And that,
Gordon's
but
there.
Luckily,
Donnarumma tipped it into the net, so it was all right.
Exactly, and when that was there, I'm just saying, I'm in fucking dreamland between
in front of the Gallagher end. Sean Longstaff scoring in front of the Gallagher end. It's what. That's what football's about, isn't it? There were stories, like what he's been through.
The Jordan, but
his
also
career was nearly over.
Yeah,
Geordie. I absolutely I love it. I really love it. I think it was. I couldn't have picked a better collection of goal scorers, to be honest.
Well, like I said, I work with one of Sean's family in that, and I knew very well that she'd be bubbling in the box. Yeah, when he's caught, I would just say, "Oh, God, she's going to be crying now."
Yeah.
And you do get a bit emotional because you're like, this would have meant the world to him. He's like, "I've just scored a goal at the Gallagher in the Champions League against PSG, and we're 3-0 up."
Yeah.
When they've got one back, we use worried.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. But then afterwards they just had a load of the ball, but we were so compact defensively. Like in the first half, I think what we did really well was our pressing was timed. When we were on it, it was literally you couldn't deal with it. But when we dropped into like that mid block of the 4-5-1, they couldn't get through. They just couldn't get through.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect. You can't press in that intensity for the whole game. So I thought, when we pressed, I've never seen anything like it. It was we usually press well, but that was something else. The pressing in the first half, it was on another level. How good it was. So, but then after that, 3-1. Then you're obviously a bit worried. They start bringing on all their subs and stuff, but they didn't create a chance after that.
No,
they didn't create a chance.
I did love. I think it was one point in the first half where Mbappe just was nonchalant, and you just said like Newcastle fans just chatting, "Who are you? Who are you?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, go on." Game back member, and to think all 4 of our goals came from players who were either here under Bruce or cost us less than 15 million.
Yeah. And that's what I love about it. Everyone says, "Oh, Newcastle spent money," and Newcastle have spent money. We can't say we haven't spent money. We have, but in that team, we had players who were under Bruce who were deemed not good enough. I mean, he played Cher in midfield, for God's sake, because he didn't know how to play him in defence. So, do you know what I mean? Like,
this was players.
Yeah,
This was a
it's all
man who
these
thought
players
Chair couldn't play in a back
who-
four.
Exactly. It's all these players who've been through the bad times. They've been through rough periods with the club, or like Dan Burn, where you've been released and you've gone through all the non-league. It was so good. Like, yeah, obviously, I'm sure Isak's going to score in the Champions League. He's too good not to. But for the first home game in the Champions League, first win,
He didn't need to.
He didn't need to, and we got 4 goal scorers who players who everyone's written off at points in their Newcastle career, and there they are scoring in the Champions League against one of the best teams in the world.
Well, you look, was it like Mickey 24 million, Dan Burn 13 million,
13,
yeah.
Sean Longstaff 3 and Fab,
3 million.
Yeah, Fabian Chair 3 million. The one thing which I loved, and this is if we're going to go with and I will go. I also loved the fact that Ali and Hansen got on the pitch.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
Go on, son, get your taste of Champions League football. I think even Jacob Murphy got on as well, which was nice.
He got the assist as well. For sure.
He did, yeah.
The one thing I loved though was Cher that high up in that late in the game, just closing down, winning the ball, and then I don't care what I don't care whether or not he slipped or what that finish.
Doesn't matter. It makes it better that he slipped.
Exactly. Yeah. That was a fucking beauty. But I looked like Shaw just sort of like went to celebrate, like, yeah, thanks, I've scored. It was like so sort of like nonsense, like, yeah, I've scored, yeah.
He doesn't score normal goals, does he? Like, really,
no,
but
no, he does. He scores screamers, doesn't he? Similar to that.
Exactly, and that just sort of like that just sort of like was the massive tick to go. Yeah, that's how you round off a game, like that.
Being of a certain vintage, it reminded me of when Philippe Albert scored that 5th goal against Man United in '96. Don't know why. It wasn't the same goal. He just had the same feeling. Where it's like
in terms of like finishing the game off.
Exactly, that's it. Round that off, and just when you thought we were finished, there you go. The icing on the cake. Thank you very much. Good night.
I mean, and he started the move with the tackle. Like, he slid in, makes the tackle. Murphy plays it to him, and he's like, you know what? I'm having a go. Bent it into the top corner. What a goal. Yeah, it's class.
Exactly.
We'll be replaying that for years and years.
Yeah.
And years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Christ, I don't know how many times I've watched the highlights.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, go on, I'll watch them again. Go on, no, fine, I'll watch them again. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm putting them on repeat, so that's the reason why. So they're just constantly playing on repeat. People say, "Oh, fine, I'll watch it again."
I'll go on there. Stick it on. Yeah.
And then obviously at full time, I'll just play this, but this is obviously what happened at full time.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. That's like one of my favourite chants up there now. I'm just like, as soon as it comes, I'm like, oh, go on, here we go. But it is, it's like, and I've sat there and I'm going, I don't know who's coming up with these chants this season, but they're so good. Yeah, like, is this the way to Barcelona? Which I think was from Junior Turner. If my memory serves me correctly, I think he did that song. But then obviously you've got the Anthony Gordon one, you've got the Sonali one. I said the Eddie Howe and Tyndall and that. Eddie Howe, you know fine well he's sort of like, no, this isn't about me.
No.
Yeah. But it's like, Eddie, it is fucking about you.
Yeah.
You've got those players playing like that. You did the tactics. Yeah, this is because of you. Yeah. And it was just like it rounded off that night. It was like unreal. And like I said, I woke up on the Thursday thing. Yeah, but for me, not drinking, I woke up as if I'd had a hangover.
Just drained, like.
Yeah, I think it was just that. I think it was like the adrenaline, which was like probably pushing us through, especially being up from like 6 o'clock, for a 7 o'clock start at work. Yeah. I think by the time all that happened and everything like that, I think my body and my brain just went, nah, that's it. So it was like just a write-off day, but it was like, this is something that's going to be remembered for a long time.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gonna lie, Dortmund and Milan are looking at it going, we do not want to play there. That's exactly what they are thinking.
PSG
were
classed as favourites for the group to finish.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, we've just like basically went, yeah, fucking move out of the way.
Yeah.
As you said, Luis Enrique, we're the team no fucker wants to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's true, because it is that atmosphere. It is, the fact that it isn't individual players, it's the team that does it. Like, there's no one. Bruno again's getting back to his best for me. He's
100%.
You can see that, and it's like so happy. Yeah, obviously, which we'll touch on in the fact that we'll look at now is that obviously Bruno has now signed a new contract, which everyone's rumoring and that and saying, oh, but there's a clause in there, 100 million or whatever like that. I think, no one will know exactly, but I think that clause is probably set for maybe not necessarily straight away, but maybe in a year or two's time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's probably set of where it's paid in full. But it's not like one of those ones where, we'll take them, but we'll do it over so many years. It'll be 100 or 100 odd million paid now, because then what that does is that opens us up to, let's say, 300-400 million. In terms of what we're able to do in one window. So so what if there's a clause in there? Is he really going to leave Newcastle if we keep on progressing the way that we are?
I mean, he will one day, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen. So, especially if he carries on the way he's been, it is going to happen.
Yeah, but if we progress,
and the club I've put insurance out, make sure they get what they think is best, and what they want is start bidding more with him and get even more than that, like they did with Arsenal, West Ham did with Declan Rice. I mean, it is going to happen one day, and if it does, it means he's carried on his good rate, his good vein of form that he's showed since he came to us. So these things, it is going to happen. So when that's different. I mean, that could be 3 years. It could be 18 months. I mean,
well, the fact is, you watched that, like Liverpool. You watched that video, and Bruno's talking about his son potentially playing for Newcastle, and it's just like that doesn't sound like a player. I think the release clause is basically something that the agent has put in. Do you know what I mean? I think that's like an agent thing of, we want a release clause. That's where I think that's probably
would have to agree to that. He wouldn't. So he has had input in the release clause. But he'll be like, all right, that's fine, because he'll be like, well, I haven't. Do you know what I mean? Like, if Bruno hasn't asked for it, he'll be like, right, okay, if that's fine, if that's what you want to do, because he'll be like, well, I don't want to leave, so the release clause is out for me. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things, But no, you just. I also love the fact that the announcement video was him and his dad. I'm just like,
yeah, that was class.
His dad's like another celebrity in time,
isn't he?
I know.
He is. I mean, he gets mobbed, doesn't he?
It's like it's Bruno's dad.
But it is in that. But I think that makes Bruno, and I think that's probably one of the things that you're not going to get there anywhere else. He's not going to go to, like, let's say someone like Real Madrid and people in Madrid are going to be, it's Bruno's dad.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's only going to be
Newcastle. I do get that. And I think Bruno's massively invested in what Newcastle is. He's not even been here 2 years yet, and he feels like an adopted Geordie, to be honest. The way he's totally embraced the club, the city, the fans. I think he just genuinely love.
He just gets it, doesn't he? He just gets, how to ingratiate himself.
And the one thing I'm going to say, there was a video going around. It was a Bruno and Matteo, and he was hiding at the bed, going, "Hey," and I'm just like, I don't know what's cuter, Matteo or Bruno there, but it's just like, oh my god! But it is, and obviously, I think that they've got the new arrival. I think Pietro, the called him, but another Geordie.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's got two Brazilian Geordies, and if they pick up anything, I think that the dad's skill,
I know.
We could have two Brazilian brothers. The Guimarães brothers in midfield. Go on.
I think his wife as well. I think Anna. Whenever you see anything with her, she seems such a lovely, grounded person, and she also clearly loves the Northeast as well, which is important. It is important. Like these footballers, we sometimes forget are people. Like where
exactly
if their families like places, it makes a difference. It does make
absolutely.
a difference. So Gundogan left Manchester City because his wife doesn't like Manchester. So you know what I mean, and wants to go back.
It's understandable.
But for me, with Bruno, I do kind of see it as maybe a bit like Coutinho at Liverpool, where Liverpool sold him for a ridiculous amount of money and then bought Van Dijk and Alisson and went on to win the league. So if Newcastle do eventually sell Bruno, but then we won the league afterwards, Newcastle are going to eventually have to sell players. FFP is going to run out. We are going to have to sell players.
That's the thing. We are going to.
And the release clause is in there because they want the most money for Bruno, and Bruno's probably the most saleable asset. They're not going to consider selling Botman. They're not going to consider Isak. Bruno is probably the most saleable asset. As much as it would kill, I think, everyone as a Newcastle fan, the release clause is in there for a reason. It will be activated at some point.
Yeah, everyone's got a price. So every player's got a price. So simple as that.
Yeah, but I think you've just got to look at it as like how Liverpool did with Coutinho. Like, they saw Coutinho and then went to another level. So if Newcastle got the signings right after that, would look back on it and say, thank you for the however many years. But,
it's working out for West Ham at the moment, isn't it? So
exactly.
It brings us nicely too.
No, you're totally right.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, they've lost, but I actually sometimes think like. Similar with, and I'm going to say with Spurs with Harry Kane.
Yeah,
removing that focal point.
No,
wait, no. Look,
it's working right now.
It's hard for me to dislike Spurs. To be fair, I only dislike Spurs because Harry Kane. Now Harry Kane's gone. I'm like,
right. So now you like Spurs. Right,
I'm not like that. No, but it's their manager, Ange Postecoglou. It's like I'm not being funny, but you can't not fucking hate him. He's like he's just so canny. And it's like so funny, and just like you've got to like him. He's just like he'd be the perfect he'd be your mate who you'd go to the pub drinking with, and that
100%.
Mark Carr said he's got to stop it because he's starting to like Spurs because of him as well. So
it is
watching the Liverpool Tottenham game, he was like, he's got to stop being nice. He's just be like Klopp. I know,
but it was like that. But it's like similar with Spurs. In my thought, I was like losing the focal point or the big name out of your team can sometimes have a positive effect on them.
Well, it is right now. I mean, if it does,
I think if they had Kane, I'm being honest, if they had Kane and they were playing Postecoglou football, I think they'd have a good chance to win the league. So
they're top already.
But they wouldn't have signed. But if they had Kane, they wouldn't have signed a lot of the players they signed in the summer. Like they would have been able to afford Van de Ven, who's been one of the best centre backs in the league this season.
Yeah.
They still probably wouldn't afford Madison, but
I think he was their target, wasn't he?
So I think it's difficult to say. I understand why people say it, but I think if you put Kane in the Spurs team, I think they'd be as good. Well, they'd be probably better, to be fair.
But then again, like you said, you look at West Ham and James Ward-Prowse. Cracking buy on there. Edson Alvarez.
Good signing.
That they brought in. Who else have they bought? Kudos. The shit back who got the against.
Yeah. He was class when he came on. He was really good.
Yeah, but you look at that and you go, they've invested well.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, and you look at that and you go, and sometimes that can happen. It's like we could go and get these sort of players in. Yeah. We could get like another Bruno. Do you know what I mean? Because
well, we proved that, didn't we? Exactly what you just said. Then we proved that you can do it already. You don't have to spend loads and be household names. I mean, they're all following Eddie's thing now, and we probably followed Brighton's, to be fair. And that's why we brought Dan Ashworth in. But everybody's going now. If you pick wisely, be damned that.
Well, this is the thing. You look at that and you go, right. But you look at it and you go, right, okay, then so 38 million for Bruno. Sounds over 100 million.
Yeah, massive profit.
60 million profit, in a very short space of time, You then look at Sven Botman again, 30, 40 million. He could probably go for a high price there because
he's 100 million centre back already, Botman.
Well, exactly. So you're looking at that. Trippier, I'm not being funny, but he's probably double the price now. Someone could probably come in and pay 30 million for him. And
you could get 40 million for Trippier. He gets better.
Ridiculous.
I don't know what happens. He gets better.
why no one else came in for a minute when you think about it. Absolutely, they must all be kicking themselves right now, going.
And again, and I'm going to say,
and then we've got Livermore.
Yeah,
but Anthony Gordon. Yeah, you look at
Anthony
him,
Gordon, Harvey Barnes,
million.
who who's shown it in flashes already.
Can I just also point out with Anthony Gordon there, because there was a lot of stick last season because there was a lot of people on here who were criticising them, and I did say, wait until this season and you'll see the real Anthony Gordon.
Yeah.
Well, I was fucking right.
Yeah. I mean,
I will say, not you, Michael. You were one of the ones who did actually like him. It was a couple of the ones that aren't on, a Swedish one and Margot, who were the most critical of him.
For me, it was always his temperament that worried me, that he was a bit of a hothead. And at the moment, that's not been a problem. And he did show it a bit last year.
Still got 5 yellow cards, like, to be fair.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, just
I know, but one was
giving up and sort of like,
one was because he kicked the ball away a little bit.
Like the Brentford game when he got subbed off and had to go out.
That's what I'm worried about. And it might.
I was concerned with that as well. Yeah,
his form has just been. How he didn't get in that England squad is just it's just a crime.
Well, even more so when Saka went out, with an injury. It's just like, well,
that's the perfect chance. Put him in. Just have a look at him. That's what we were all saying.
But you know what? Fine,
but just look at him.
Fine. No, we'll rest him. Give him a breather, because he needs a breather. Yeah, the poor lad, he's been playing all the fucking time.
Before the West Ham game, he played 90 minutes every game.
Yeah.
Sheffield United, he played 8.
Came on. And he came on against Man City, but like he played like consistently lots of minutes.
He's just been amazing.
But you look in, I think, what was it, Black Mamba? The documentary in this season have shown why we went in after Gordon in January. He's proven the talent under attitude, temper at Everton. That's the thing, he had Frank Lampard as a fucking coach at Everton. Jesus Christ,
You can see why they didn't want to let him go, just for like what we got him for,
and the way they treat him as well. That video when he's trying to leave and they like blockade his car and stuff.
Yeah, right? I mean,
I don't want to stay there. I don't care if that's my hometown club. I'm not staying somewhere where the fans treat me like that.
Where I feel threatened.
He sat on the bench that game. He didn't even come on.
Well, that's the thing. But I actually think Anthony Gordon surprised me a little bit, because I was thinking he'll be good, but not this good. He's been unfucking, like, if you're thinking, mate, who's the first name that we're going to put on the team sheet at the minute? Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Because Matt, coming obviously with the West Ham, as we're going to be talking about, he was the one that we missed. If we'd had Anthony Gordon playing against West Ham, I think we would have came away with 3 points.
Yeah,
but if it hadn't been for a width of a post, we probably would have come away with 3 points as well, even without him, which is the cool thing about it at the moment.
But also, just pointing out that obviously we did get 2 goals from Max's fellow countryman, Mr. Alexander Isak,
the Swedish sensation himself.
The first goal, lucky, but I think
good finish though.
It was a good finish, and the rule was that he wasn't offside when the ball was initially played, and the ball hit a West Ham player. Well, it was headed by a West Ham player, so it was classed as a deliberate movement because he went to head it rather than.
Yeah, it was a great assist by Alvarez, wasn't it? You can have that.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much, mate. But then obviously you look at the second one, and that for me, because I think was it Trippier.
Trippier put the volley cross in, which is just a joke. But Bruno,
well, that was it.
To him.
Well, that was the joke. It was like the first time volley by Trips, and then like the first time pop in the back of the net by.
And then Isak volleyed it as well.
I know it was like a well worked goal, and Isak for me is. But then you look at that and you're going, well, Callum Wilson sitting on the bench and he fucking loves West Ham. I think it was one of those where Wilson was on the bench, but only if he was needed. Unless it was needed.
I mean, he'd been, I think with Wilson, given his hamstring problems, I wouldn't, you don't want to be taking any risks with him.
Yeah, so absolutely.
They made the right call in the end.
But it's amazing when you've got like 2 in-form strikers, constantly like, let's say you start Wilson, he'll put the ball in the back of the net. You start Isak, he'll put the ball. Yeah, it's just
Isak has 6 Premier League goals and Wilson has 4 Premier League goals. So
I think
as a pair of Premier League strikers, I'm not saying like individually, but as a pair, I can't think of a better pair that I would want in the Premier League. Like Man City have Haaland and Alvarez, but Alvarez is not a striker, so I'm not really counting him as a striker. And then
And Haaland's went off the boil a bit.
Yeah, and then I'm going to look at, Arsenal. Do I want Nketiah or Jesus? No, I'd rather have Wilson and Isak over
Absolutely,
Jesus and
Nketiah.
They're going to get you goals. And Isak's, he's not only just a goal scorer, he's what a player. I mean,
he is.
Some of the things he does are just astounding. They really are.
They are. His feet are absolutely amazing. He's just, he's such a baller. It's fantastic to watch. Watch him. Just him.
Class.
Well, obviously, there is a story where it was like, Barcelona's looking at Alexander. He's like, you fuck off.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't they? It's all about Arsenal looking at him. I mean, they spent £65 million on Havertz. I mean, it's like, what really? And then they must be looking at what we pay for Isak. They must be thinking, hang on, that doesn't. How's that?
Well, that's the thing when you're looking at it, and because this is the thing, for 60 million for a top class striker isn't a lot of money in this market. Just classing in this market for most of it, it's a lot of money. But in this day and age, it's not a lot of money. When you look at it, the fact that, like you said, Kai Havertz going for that sort of money,
and Isak last season as well, he was injured for the first half of the season.
Yeah,
and he still scored loads of goals.
Yeah,
he still scored loads as soon as he was fully fit. We were a different team as soon as he was fully fit. So, if he stays fit, Isak will get 25 goals this season.
Yeah,
he's got 7 already. So, yeah.
Well, obviously, just obviously nipping back to obviously the Champions League thing while we look at it.
There it is.
Oh, look at that thing. They should hang that in the Louvre just as it is.
It'd go down well in the Louvre, wouldn't it? PSG second.
But it's just, you just look at that and say, to be fair, the PSG goal was the first one that was conceded for a while. It was just like, we're not conceding, we're scoring one. It's like 1-0 to the Arsenal, wasn't it? At one point, it was. It was just like that, and it was like, and as I said, it was after the Brighton game, because we're still unbeaten after the Brighton game. We haven't lost a game since Brighton.
Yeah.
But it was like back to basics. I think with Eddie Howe, he's like, right, we need to go back to the basics on this. Nick Pope, I was actually criticising him for kicking the ball out all the time.
Yeah.
But I've then since come to understand that it was actually intentional. It was all the plan. Kick it out, but getting it quite far up the pitch.
Yeah.
Just like constantly, it's like wasting time whilst not wasting time if you get one.
Yeah, without getting sent off for it.
PSG have to start all the way again.
Exactly, in that, and like we can then
deep in their own half.
Exactly, and they still weren't getting it, and we're picking up. So it's so silly little things, like Shaw going down injured and stuff like that. Yeah, there's all those sort of things. Yeah, like Isak, and this is the thing which you forget in the PSG game, but Isak was bandaged up.
Mm.
Yeah. Someone went crazy. He's got a bandage on one. I went, nice man for the Terry Butcher look.
Yeah, he got it was a nasty blow, like what happened to him. So
yeah,
exactly. But he came back on. He did what needed to be done. Whilst there was little niggly bits about the ref in the PSG game, still fucking 10 times better than some of the refs that we were in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But there was just like niggly free kicks where he was given more probably to PSG than he was to Newcastle in like the niggly little ones and that. But I'm just like, what?
I mean, the West Ham game proved that as well. That was another head scratching referee performance. I bet.
But you see West Ham fans, think the same thing. I mean, Bruno should have been sent off. Let's be absolutely realistic.
No, those tacklers, man.
Should have been sent off.
Laurie should have been. I mean, the first.
I think they should have.
No.
I think the first one should have been that's your foul.
I get that
exactly. It was just why when you're carding for the second.
When you're on a yellow card, you've gone
too early.
When you're on a yellow card, you can't then crunch into someone's ankle.
I know, but I think the ref looked at that and went, probably maybe I should have yellow carded this one more than the other one, and that's where
I think that's what happened. I think that's what happened.
He went too early, didn't he?
Well, I think also the second one when you look at it, it wasn't as bad when you look at it back in the replays. There wasn't as much force in it.
But it wasn't that. It's just he's stopping a counter attack. So even if he just catches it,
cynical, isn't it? It's cynical.
Yeah. When you look at that, but back remember first West Ham goal definitely wasn't profiled so much. Do you know what yes, it was a little bit his fault, but I am going to defend him a little bit because I actually think the person who's to blame for that is Lascelles.
Yeah,
because Lascelles was still sort of like hugging Trippier and not like going with the man.
He was turning like an oil tanker, to be fair.
Exactly, and that's
because
of that.
He's like,
what he's just he's just stranded himself.
That then allowed. Was it? Oh, what was it called? Was it Edison? No,
Emerson.
Emerson, that's the one. It allowed Emerson to get away, and that's probably when Pope went right. I'm let's see if I can close him down, and that's what Pope was doing. But not the final touch.
It was a clever touch, to be fair. Like he saw the goalkeeper coming.
It wasn't Pope's final touch, but I actually think Lascelles probably had a little bit of a fuck up moment in that one there. So I think there's probably jointly to blame on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is the thing. After the first half, I'd have fucking grabbed. Yeah, I would have grabbed the point. I would have been like, yes, thank you. We'll take it. We'll go and see you.
Yeah.
When you get towards the end of the second half and you're still 2-1 up, you sort of like then going, fuck, you could. Yeah.
No. I get that. I would have took a point before the game though. West Ham are actually a really good team. They've had a good start of the season. They're actually a really good team. They're good at home. So I would have took a point before the game, to be honest.
But this also shows how far Newcastle have come when you've got West Ham's David Moyes going, I'm happy with the point.
Yes.
Yeah, because he never says that, does he?
No, but that's the thing when you're looking at it and you're like, for West Ham, for him to be going, I'm happy with the point, just shows how far Newcastle have come. And I think he even said, look, they're probably one of the best sides in Europe at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're sort of like, well, it's hard to disagree with in that sense. But
and he said Newcastle played really well, and I thought in the second half
we did, yeah.
The second half was really good because it was just like such good position. Like I thought Tonali in the second half was fantastic because basically Bruno moved further up the pitch and
especially for that free.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure about the free kick, but whenever they tried to get out, Tonali was just sniffing out the danger every single time, so they couldn't get out, and then he just played a simple pass. And then we're back on the attack again. So I thought Tonali. I saw some people saying he had a bad game against West Ham. I have no idea what they were watching. He was our best player in the first half, and he was excellent in the second half.
He was the scapegoat that fans pointed to because they wanted to. Yeah.
Giving Dan Burn the day off that day. The haters.
Yeah, to say Dan Burn's through ball for Isak. What a pass!
You've just got to love Dan Burn. It's just
apparently you haven't got to. It just keeps. I can't believe people still aren't bowled over.
I still love Bruno's post after the PSG game when he went 2 boys from Blythe.
Yeah.
I was just like, go on, Bruno, my son.
Yeah, it's great.
It's ridiculous.
No, it was ridiculous. And you look at that. Obviously, we're also looking at things that have been happening in the background for Newcastle. Obviously, there's a decision that's going to come on Tuesday whether or not Stack gets a drinks license. I think it will. Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think
see how they can. Yeah, I mean, I can't see how they can not let it go through. I really can't.
They can put the fact is they can put like time limits on. They can put sound restrictions and stuff like that, and so they can put stipulations in place. To that extent. But it's just like, well, what's the difference? 50,000 people going out to St James's Park and having a drink. Yeah, there's just no wrong.
No.
With that, so I think it'll happen. It's just one of those things that they need to look at. Obviously, when we're after the international break, we're back at home again for 2 games.
Yes,
feels like I'm never away from the fucking place. It was like 3 games in a row. It was like Man City, Burnley. Thing and then we're like, right, I've got this Saturday off with West Ham away, and it's like, right, the next day, right, well, you've got then Palace at home, and see, I think Palace is going to be a bit like the Burnley game. Yeah, it's going to be like it's the interruption to the party. If you get,
the Burnley game is like watching the support act before the main act comes out. You kind of like indifferent. People were really.
It was
a lot of people.
But we did what we needed to do.
Subdued at Burnley game, and I think
it was still decent, but
I didn't think it was a much.
Still should have beat them about 7 goals.
But
my Lord, they were just
they were poor.
They were
they were bad.
The pits.
Like I'm not
sorry, they watch that every week. Bless them. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm like, look, I know we beat Brentford, but Brentford are fucking 10 times. Like, what? And funny enough, according to Wrexham, Brentford's now near Hexham.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was great.
But no, but it was just that, and it was just like, yeah. The only thing I think the referee got right in that game, because he was fucking horrendous. Him, hated him, like fucking beat him. He was like one of the newest refs.
Burnley.
Yeah, Thomas Bramall and that, like the fucking beat.
You know, I'd never seen him before in my life. I don't know who he is.
I mean, who the fuck?
I didn't know who he was. I had no idea who he was.
No,
I was sure he was a referee. He wasn't a steward that just wandered into the refs. You know,
well, it might have been, but yeah.
Oh, where have you been? Here's a whistle. Go on, get out.
But the one thing that he did get right was the penalty.
Yeah, the penalty. Yeah.
Again, Gordon second penalty though in the Premier League at home, where Gordon's won the penalty for it.
It was definitely more of a penalty than the one before that. So
I actually still thought the other one was a penalty though, but yeah, because I was right in front of it. The first thing I jumped at was a penalty. This one for the Burnley one was a little bit more a penalty in my eye. But it was just like, right, is this over? Can we go? Yeah, because I just want to build up to Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be the same because I think Palace is another 3 o'clock kickoff.
It is, yeah. Saturday 3, yeah.
Crazy, what the fuck's going on? Yeah.
But the good thing is we're going to have some players back from injury. So
yeah,
Joe Linton's hopefully on his way back. Botman hopefully on his way back. Wilson.
I think Willock could be back in training. I think he'll play. To be honest, I'm not sure when we're going to see Willock again because he needs to get. You can get so there's fit. There's match fit, and then there's Eddie Howe fit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's everyone else is fit, and then there's Eddie's fit.
Well, the fact is, I think you'll probably see him play in a couple of like the under-21 games, like Emil Kraft's doing at the minute.
Bless him. Another one.
Do you know what the frustrating thing for me was obviously Joe Linton came and played against Man City.
Burnley.
No, but the Man City game, and he would. Unreal. It was like,
yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah, you're back to your best, mate. He was like unreal, and then he came up. See, I was one of those ones where I was sort of hoping it was like an Eddie Howe ploy, like he was always going to put Tonali on, but just to mind fuck with PSG, I'll put Joe Linton on. He'll go down injured, and then he. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that, it was just like
that would be nice if that was true.
It was like that would have been the greatest mindfuck of all. I would have been applauding that as soon as I seen the teams. I'd be like, "Well done, Eddie." Yeah, well done.
It was disappointing though after like what was it 5, 6
But I knew straight away because
that didn't work.
I seen him go down. I seen him up the back of his. Yeah, I'm like, it's gone. And then he was taking the tape off.
I was worried it was a worse hamstring the way he went down. I thought he'd maybe snapped it or something.
Yeah,
so the fact that it's turned out to be not too bad. Is good. Is good.
But yeah, no, like, and just going on with, like I said, with regards to some using that, there's part of me where I also think let's not be too critical because for me, and like I said, I watched the first half of the Man City game and I thought Lewis Hall was out of his depth in that one. Just looking at, I just thought, poor lad, you're fucking out of your depth. And I was like, well, Joe Linton can move into that midfield slot, put Anthony Gordon on. I wasn't expecting Bruno to come on as well, but he fucking yeah. It was like the good old days of Bruno and Joe Linton in the midfield. It's like fucking go on there, my son. Livramento though, fucking hell! Like I didn't expect that from him. He was unreal that game.
Yeah, he was good.
And that makes you think that. I mean, we've got Trippier and Livramento can't get in because of Trippier.
Exactly, but there's a part of me where I'm like, I'd start, and this is it. I'd look and go right. Tino, I'll start because I was like start Tino against Burnley.
Yeah,
keep chips fresh for the Saturday night, and like the same for Palace.
You see, Trippier ain't going to do that. He's not going to go. Oh, all right, and he's going to go. No, I want to play. I want to play every game. He's getting towards the end of his career. He wants every single match.
Of course he does. And do you know what? He's a fucking man. He's a beast. Him. He's like, he's class. Yeah. You still pinch yourself thinking, how the fuck did we sign him when we did?
Well, that's what I said about a half hour ago. Other teams must be going, how did we let that go by us? That's just,
But it is that. But and like I said, again, and this is the thing we did, we went for Eddie Howe when people are probably laughing at we're not fucking laughing now. Yeah. Same with like other players in that when they were like, oh, you could have went for this player, but you've got this player and stuff like that. And
Eddie Howe, next England manager, apparently. If you
fuck.
believe
Do you know what? I think there'll be a point where it will come,
he will get offered it. But...
Oh, he will. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're probably offering when Southgate goes, and I think he's
like Guardiola. I think he'd hate it. Like you don't get to work with the players every day. You do not get to work with the players every day. Like
no, but the fact, and this is the thing, the fact that
in world football still.
But we're looking at now, and you're probably looking at going, Eddie Howe is probably the top English manager right now.
Yeah,
English manager. Well, maybe, yeah. But you're then looking, you're going, that Will Still, over in France, he's doing a decent job, despite not having any qualifications and that, and those sort of things. But you just look at that, yeah. Do you know what? It's just because I can see that. I remember in an earlier one where he named that previous manager, who I don't really want to name because he's a dickhead.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, if he wants to go back to one of his old clubs, Sheffield Wednesday are still looking for a manager.
Yeah, he's going to Gillingham, isn't he? Old Bacon, Operation Bacon, they're calling it.
Well, he could be, or Bradford. Bradford's looking for. He might enjoy Bradford. There's quite a few good curry houses there.
Yeah, he could.
He'd be in his element there. He'd be like, match day, finish match, go for a curry. There you go.
He's waiting to go to Saudi Arabia. He thinks he's good enough to go there, so that's what he's waiting for, in my opinion.
Well, it is that. But what we'll do is we'll wrap it up, because it's quite a boring fortnight, isn't it? It's like.
Yeah,
it's like you're just getting your groove and take another international beat.
Yeah.
It probably came at the right time for Newcastle.
It did. It's given us a chance to get people back, hasn't it? And
we were starting to run out of legs. Like we played it was 10 players the same from the PSG game to the West Ham game.
Yeah.
The only reason Gordon didn't play was because he was suspended. So
yeah,
it would have been the same team.
Yeah, but that's out the way now. So it's like starting afresh, Anthony. Yeah. Maybe don't pick up as many yellow cards this time there, son. But
I can't see that not happening.
No,
but you know what? He's had the rest now. It'll be in like 3 weeks where he's not like really playing a match in that, and it's just like, look, just have a breather, chill out, relax, and get yourself back ready and raring to go for Palace and Dortmund.
Another massive period of games. We've got some huge games coming up in this.
Well, this is the thing. Realistically, if we beat Dortmund at home, we're probably guaranteed at least Europa League football.
Yes, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
yeah. And that's where you're looking at. Yeah,
because you'd be halfway through, you'd have 7 points. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Insane.
I mean, who would have fucking thought that?
It's 2 years. 2 years ago, saying this.
Yeah, it's insane. It still doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
And then after the week after that, we'll go to Old Trafford and we'll fucking beat them.
Yes, please don't sack Ten Hag until we've played them.
Yeah, keep please. Yes.
Please keep them. On behalf
and you look at them and you can you look at that squad and you go, and the amount of money that you've spent on that, and you're like, you're like, who would I have over in say, would I have Bruno Fernandes over Bruno? No.
Yeah.
You look at that squad and and like, I'm not being funny, but how the fuck Marcus Rashford's in the England squad ahead of Anthony Gordon as well for me. It's like
we're saying exactly.
Yeah, pick players on form.
Exactly.
But hey-ho.
He gets a rest.
Exactly.
He'll get his chance. Gordon will get his chance. He's too good. He's too good not to get his chance.
Yeah. But I think if Gordon keeps up the run that he is now, I think you might see him in the November one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But you've got him. I mean, Southgate brought Bowen in. Rightly so. Bowen has 5 goals this season.
Oh,
rightly
yeah. So. Just a bit annoyed that he signed his new contract, unless that has a release clause in it. Yeah.
Yeah, Bowen is a.
The fact is, Jared Bowen's not going to leave West Ham because
he's got it. He's
dumping Danny Dyer.
Yeah, so
the daughter, not the actor.
Yes, apparently they're 2 different people, which I did not realise. So, because I mean, you don't name your daughter after yourself, do you? Oh, apparently you do.
Well, you do if you're Danny Dyer.
Yeah.
We'd say, but Danny, that showed him. Yeah, but this is with an I.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's just one of those ones. To be honest, I've seen some of the photos of like where the fans were, and you're like, fucking hell, that's like, yeah. I'm like, that's further away than level 7.
Yeah.
Hate that ground, yeah. But hey, yeah, back to St James's Park for the 2 home games, yeah. Just a shame we couldn't get the drone show on for the night. Yeah, it was disappointing. But the other thing, I think it would have took away from more flags who,
yes,
like hit it out the fucking ballpark again. It's just like, just when you think that they can't do any more, it's like,
or they're going to run out of steam, or just the energy that it must take to do it is just.
Well, it was like that, like the one with the Champions League ball and like the curve, like of the black and white flags, and it just looked, and like as someone said hello, and they were like, "What's hello?" I went, "It's hello." We are the Geordie boys.
Yeah.
And I said that before the banner came up.
Yeah.
So when the banner came up, I was like, "Oh, fucking right, get in." But no,
Bonjour.
It's like I said, it's just unreal, isn't it? Do you know what? I might actually go back and watch that documentary. I've got now to do over there.
Yeah, there's an international break on, so you might as well, yeah.
Well, actually, just saying that, on Sunday, the women's team, their match is going to be live streamed on the club's YouTube channel.
Oh, well, that's good then. That's good to put that out there.
Which I think they're playing Burnley. I think Burnley are top of the table. I believe the Burnley women. Obviously, if you want to go along, it's at Kingston Park.
Yeah.
So, which is a decent ground actually. It's a nicer. I've been there for a couple of times for the women's games, and it's good there. Yeah, it's a decent ground for the rugby as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones, and obviously, before we forget, international football will be coming to St James's Park in 2028.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What St James's Park will look like, fuck knows. But, but it's still like, I love things like that where it's like St James's Park is going to be on the world stage. Yeah, it's going to be shown. Yeah. It's like, that's what I love, because it's just like, everyone look at the. To be fair, it was for the PSG game, because the amount of media that was on there, it's like, this is the world stage. This is us saying, we're here. And I think it's probably woken up quite a few people from around the world going, actually, do you know what? Newcastle are here. It felt like that. It was like us saying, we've arrived.
Yeah.
We're back.
I think neutrals like the football we play as well. We don't just keep possession for possession's sake. There's always a meaning to the possession.
We're good with passing, we'll press when we need to and stuff like that. It's an attractive brand of football, should we just say, which you weren't going to get anything fucking else from Eddie Howe, to be fair, because that's how he loves to play.
It gets the crowd going as well. Like, it works perfectly with the crowd. Like, I think if we just passed it around at the back a bit like endlessly, I think crowd.
No, but it's the closing down. It's like when you go in and the ball goes out and the tackles, and you're just like, way. Like the fucking biggest cheer we got against Man City was Anthony Gordon's 40-yard run, and then
that was insane.
Perfect tackle though as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Ran from one side of the ground to the other, didn't he? He's like, I'm not having. I know.
This. Even Pep applauded it. He was like, good tackle, son. But it's just those things, and he's like, that's too that. And I know we're probably we're looking at it. Christ, January was coming up, and you're like, well, who do we want to buy? I'm looking at them going, well, do we need to buy anyone?
Yeah.
I think maybe I would say a young striker.
In January.
Yeah, I think look at a young striker if there's one available, and maybe a centre back.
Yeah.
Other than that, I can't see. Or I can't really think of much else. Maybe maybe a left back.
That's Hall, isn't there?
Yeah, no, I can't really think of.
Yeah, but I think Hall's 18.
Striker just in case.
Oh, Hall's ridiculously young, but like he is there, and he will play him at points this season.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be fair, Matt Target actually did really well against Man City.
You see, forget that. I mean, everyone's again underestimating.
There was players that had been written off.
Yeah, I mean Lascelles, and Target,
Lascelles,
and Dummer, I mean
exactly. And we were like,
everyone's screaming for new signings because I suppose it's sexy, so that's what they want, isn't it?
No, but I just think
squad.
with the injuries and that, especially with Callum Wilson, that he's not getting any younger, and that I just think bringing like a young striker who's maybe going to be happy like playing as a backup but hungry to prove that he can, move up the ranks and play. So I think something like that.
Jamie Vardy.
Do you know who I was actually thinking of in terms of a centre back option? Tamori.
The guy at AC Milan.
AC Milan, yeah.
You imagine Tamori and Botman in that back line, it would be immense. Because I watched when we were watching him at nearly everything at the back in terms of the.
He was brilliant against Newcastle. He was really, really good, yeah.
And you're still looking like, and it's like, well, he should be starting in the fucking Premier. But even there, is it Guy?
Guy.
Yeah. Supposedly there's an interest there.
Yeah.
With those, you're looking at that and you're going.
I think that would be a very lot. That cost a lot.
Well, here's a question for you, because I know this is something that's been coming out in the paper there. But Emile Smith-Rowe, would that be something that you would be happy with?
I like him as a player a lot, but I don't know where he fits in. Kind of goes on the left. Do we need another?
I don't know. Do we really need him?
If Smith-Rowe could play on the right, you then go.
He can play on the right, but that's not really his.
I can see us maybe getting him on loan, but
he's not quick. So for the press and style we have, you kind of need it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck it, we'll go for Saka.
Saka, he'll get
it.
Honestly, like I said, if there was one player that's the thing. If there's one player that we could go for, and it's like, look, this is you can go for one player. The money will be put up. You'll get that player. Who would you want at this moment in time? For me, it's Saka.
Saka, yeah.
He's wonderful, fantastic footballer.
Well, here's a question for you. Like, if it was money's no option, if you were picking one player at this moment in time out of any player in the world to join, who would you be wanting?
Well, it depends where you think we need someone, doesn't it? One player we really want. Calvin Phillips.
Rodri.
Rodri, yeah.
Rodri.
No, probably Saka. I love watching Saka play football. His attitude's terrific. Saka, definitely. If we need him or not, I don't care. He's a truly gifted lad. So or fun.
You imagine?
I mean, he's another one who's just. I mean, every time he plays against.
I don't think
I
don't think we need Foden in the midfield. To be fair,
no, we don't need him, but he's another one that makes me think.
But you think on that right side, you imagine a right side where you've got Gordon on the left, Isak in the middle, and then Saka on the right. And that'd just be filth up front, wouldn't it?
Pretty disgusting.
Exactly, and then you've got like Bruno, Tonali, and Joe Linton in your midfielders.
Yeah.
You can't not play Longstaff. Yes, you can't. Well,
do you know what?
Well, no, I mean,
but that's the thing, though. You can't drop Longstaff
every
because it's true. Longstaff does the stuff that you don't.
He does
notice, but he also does some of the fancy stuff. Because I've seen a couple of his passing. You're like, fucking hell, sure.
I think this season he looks much better on the ball. Much better on the ball. So
I think his confidence is going and growing.
Yeah.
Under Eddie Howe, because I think his confidence was not
because he believes in him, basically.
Yeah,
exactly. But
I mean, probably Euros next year is a year too early. But if he had this form last year,
well, I'm not being funny, but you're looking at that and you're going Jordan Henderson, Calvin Phillips. Fuck off! There's no way those two should be in the England squad.
Exactly. We could have a whole show just about that. I mean, it is ridiculous. I mean, I love Henderson. I think he's a terrific footballer.
But he's in Saudi Arabia now. He's in Saudi Arabia now.
Playing in front of 900 people. I mean,
Calvin Phillips has been on the fucking bench.
Yeah, I mean,
and he didn't even get in when Rodri was banned. He started against Newcastle, and that was it.
And to be fair, Calvin Phillips should have been fucking sent off against us.
Yeah, I mean, again, we could have a show about that, couldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Alternative versions of England's team, purely made up of Steve.
But don't worry, Sean. Eddie Howe gets the job. You'll be in.
Not that Steve Bruce leaves leftovers. So,
but what we'll do is we'll wrap it up there. We'll look to see whether or not there will be another podcast before
Palace next week.
If not,
it'll probably be a preview for Palace, won't it?
Maybe. If not, we'll probably try and do one for Dortmund. So we'll try and get that in there. But we'll say good night. Enjoy your weekend off from Newcastle. Yeah, this is a little breather before we'll get back to it next week. So thank you and good night.